Well, good Tuesday afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here, WilhiteWX.com. We've got a mess headed our way here tonight. We got a live look here at radar, and it is 3:45 p.m. Central Time as I am recording this. Watch this starting to develop a little bit down to our south. This is our winter mess right here. That's all going to start to move up this way along the frontal boundary as it comes through tonight. You've got some snow out here, but again, that's going to head more towards the north. This is the wave out here that's going to give northern Indiana some accumulations, but our icy mess with some snow is all going to be out here pushing this way, and it'll be here really in just a few hours. As I sort of zoom you in right now, there's not much going on here. There's some light snow flurries coming on as you get closer towards Indianapolis, a couple of sprinkles out here in southern Indiana, but nothing much going on until you get down to Nashville with a little bit of a rain. But you got to go back here into Arkansas, and that's where our weather is starting to develop right now. That's all going to push our way as we head into this evening. Now, what are we looking at? Well, first off, winter weather advisories have been hoisted for much of the area here in purple, but you've actually got an upgrade now to a winter storm warning here for portions of the Cincinnati area, Cincinnati Metro included in that. And just down here into the far northern Kentucky over here and extreme southeastern Indiana there as well. And, of course, that's because of some ice totals being a little bit more up in there. Let's kind of take a look. Let me show you two views here. I want to show you the high-resolution NAM, and then I want to show you the short-term HRRR model, which is the highest res data that we have, and it's run hourly. And there are a little bit of subtle differences between them, so it'll give you an idea of what's going on. First off, here's the high-res NAM, and you can see there it goes over the next few hours. It starts to develop down here. So this would be about 10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, and you don't have much going on with this. But over the next 3 hours, from 10 to 1, you've really got it quickly overtaking the area and developing in. And you notice with the high-res NAM, it's still holding on to this idea of ice. And by ice, I mean freezing rain, rain that freezes on contact on the ground. You see some sleet mixing in here in purple in places as well, but it's predominantly on the high-res NAM more of a freezing rain issue before that then pulls away. Well, let me show you the HRRR model, because the HRRR model, and this is run hourly, and I will say it's been pretty consistent in its past runs today, shows a little bit different. So there we are right now, and you see there's that rain starting to break out and down there. And by the time you get to about 10 o'clock tonight, it's already got the lead wave coming in here. But watch this over the next couple of hours. So this would be at about midnight Eastern Time. This is about 11 p.m. Central Time. You've already got it starting to overtake the area here. This is slowing it down a little bit to compare to some previous runs I mentioned today. I still think anywhere from 7 to 9 p.m. and onward is in the danger zone for us, but it is looking like it may delay just a tiny little bit here. But you notice on this, what you've got mixing in here primarily is the purple, and that's sleet rather than freezing rain. Hints of some freezing rain mixing in here and there as well, but as I put this into motion, what you see is a mixed bag of precip, and you really get more sleet out of this, and some heavy sleet at times coming down in a very narrow band across the area with some heavier snow just to the north of that. And it's predominantly a sleet event. There is some freezing rain to be found with this, but not a tremendous amount of freezing rain. If you look at freezing rain from the high-resolution NAM, it gives you some pretty insane, you don't want that kind of freezing rain amounts. That would cause power outages for sure. I'm not convinced that we get that. And you see a pretty, excuse me, a pretty broad swipe here from the Ohio River up to about the US 50 corridor and over kind of on a nice angle as this system sort of moves through here. If you take a look at the HRRR model that I just showed you, it is much less on the freezing rain. And I'm inclined to believe more of the HRRR model than I am. This did the same exact thing when we had the Martin Luther King weekend storm, that first storm in January that brought us some ice and snow with it. And you'll remember that we were supposed to have a good amount of freezing rain with it, but it turned out to be more sleet. Well, the NAM never really caught on with that, if I'm remembering correctly, but the HRRR did, and then the short-term HRRR model really caught on to that sleet, and that's exactly what it would do. Well, it's going to be ice either way, but sleet is ice pellets, and so yeah, that'll be a nice mess on the roads and other things too. But it doesn't stick power lines like the glazing and the ice accretion will from the freezing rain. So I'll take that if we have to have it. As far as snow accumulations, if you look at the 3-kilometer NAM here, the high-res NAM, what you're seeing here is some decent snow accumulations in a pretty narrow band as you go north of that icing line. The HRRR is actually showing that as well. but it's a little bit further south with that band, as you see on here. So here's kind of what I have come up with anywhere. This is my updated snowcast, my final call. Anywhere in the red here area, that's where I think you're going to have mainly sleet and freezing rain. I think you could get up to a ½ inch of sleet accumulations and freezing rain accumulations up to a ¼ inch, especially closer towards the Ohio River and here in this red zone. And then 1 to 3 inches with possibly some sleet mixed in the further south you go here in the blue zone. And there are some hints from the data here coming in recently that some areas over towards this direction could get more than 3 inches. And that's where 3+ inches. We'll just put a big question mark. The data is hinting that that's a possibility, but we'll just have to see. And then, of course, down here in the rain, well, Kentucky's going to miss out on this winter weather party. Mostly rain for you down there until you get into this very narrow band. And that may actually be a little narrower from what some of the high-res data is suggesting than what I have drawn out here on my future snowcast map. But counties right along the Ohio River really need to be concerned, and really about 1 or 2 counties on either side of the Ohio River need to have some concerns for that as well. Well, that is it for this shorter update tonight. Be sure to keep it tuned here, Southern Indiana Weather on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at SouthernINWX. I'll keep you updated throughout the evening and probably have more videos for you as well. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite, WilhiteWX.com, Southern Indiana and Lower Ohio Valley weather. Be safe out there tonight, folks. A nasty commute coming up for you tomorrow. Take care.